Well, I, hello. I discovered as I was trying to free up space so I can work. Oh, some of these. These are diaries of, I think, the same person, but we'll find out in a minute. And I feel very funny about reading them, but we'll do that together. Maybe I won't feel as funny about it. They happened to be sitting in the same drawer, but that doesn't mean that these were purchased at the same time or anything. Plenty of noise, darned stockings. Rain, July 4th. So was it 4th of July that was causing the brouhaha? What year was this? 19? No. Oh, I see. This is a 5-year diary. So you do a line a year, and then, January 4th, there's the first. Here's New Year's Day of 1940. 6 degrees below zero. Will and Grace did the wash. Well, good for Will and Grace. They were before their time. Nate not feeling well, to bed before noon. A year later, clean dining room. N cleaned stove. Nate, I guess, maybe. He's feeling better a year later. N cleaned stove, finished film on children and the something. Will and Grace, Will and Grace again, walked in. Will and Grace walked in. Eve had a football game. Slept out on piazza. This person has a piazza in Campbello, Mass. And the piazza, for God's sakes. 1941, 1942, a year later, Noah washed 2 sheets. Cloudy afternoon, blah, blah, blah. He worries about me. 1943, I to King's Chapel from 12 to 12:30. Service, be home in time for end of Sugar Bowl game, which of course they couldn't watch on TV. They had Bill up too late to go to work. Well, so every year you turn the book back to the beginning and you do more. So it's kind of interesting to see what people's lives. Robert Young. Co-hit Marx Brothers in Go West. Free to the ladies every Monday and Tuesday. Colonial Edgewood dinnerware. Just for the ladies. Men can, eat with their fingers. Steamed pudding. Enjoy my new iris so much. White, yellow, blue, and pink. Lots of day lilies. Yellow this year. Sunday, June 2nd. So 1940. So I wonder if they have things like D-Day mentioned. Take that, Hitler, to Boston on the 5:30 train. Columbus Day. Okay, so this is 1940 to 1944. Let's see if it's the same person over here. Oh dear, look at this tiny, tiny, tiny handwriting. True happiness does not come from whatever. Now, true happiness does not come from marrying an idol. An idol. Love should not make us blind to one another's. I think it's supposed to be ideal. One another's faults, but should make us completely understanding. Angels neither marry nor are given in marriage. If you wait for perfection, you reach heaven, and if you reach heaven a spinster, well, how many times did this woman get married? I wonder. So let's awards a line a day, condensed comparative record for 5 years. Nulla deus sine linea. No day without a line. Hello, Friedrich. Oh, who's this? That's Edison, right? Thomas A. Edison. Look at this little tiny handwriting. "1913, wow. Went to Ward A. I'm awfully glad is senior. Something is senior. I have cold, snow." See this, the wonderful doings of one Grace Atwood. So I wonder if that is Will and Grace. If this is Grace Atwood is the Grace here. What are your thoughts? Do we even care? I have to show this. Oh, look at this, a little tissue of birch bark. Didn't go to church, studied. Day letters, night letters, cables, money orders, telegram, Grace Atwood, care of the drugstore. What is this going to say? So-and-so died. Is there even a telegram here? Bridgewater, Mass. Case ready, come at once. Dr. W.E. Punt. Come at once. You couldn't just call on the telephone. You had to send a cable. Some pimply boy had to put on his little outfit. I've got hundreds of them, and I don't really. I've never really read them until. I mean, sometimes I do, but what's this? At home after April 20th, Winchester, Mass. I don't even think that's engraved. It just looks like it is. Very tiny, fine nib on this pen she's using. Ooh, look at this little patriotic embossment. 1917, fire alarm boxes. Okay, so this is Grace. We don't know who wrote in here, but they write about Grace. 5-year diary. This is clearly, it looks like it's the newest one. This will be from, I'll just guess, the late 40s or early 50s. 1945. Billy graduated from radio school. And 5 years later, Nate and I had a little walk. Oh, she had a bath in 1948. After dark, shoveled roadway most to barn. Nothing's happening that day. Robins ate barberries. Cleaned guest bedroom. I washed 3 sheets, etc. That's the best you can do on that day. Made jelly and lily. Bouquet to Mrs. Perpusa. Canned the lily. What's a piccalilli? Is that something you can and eat? James took M and me to an A and P in Lowell and to Forge. So when did World War II end? When was VE Day? June? No, that was D-Day. Let's see if she even bothers to write down the end of the war. VE Day, 1945. May 8th. See, I'm almost there. May 1, May 8th. Didn't go to church. IV poisoning on my eyelids. That's the best she can do for the day the World War. Nothing. Did she die or something? Oh, go to church. Okay, what was VJ Day? August 45. August what? August 15. Nothing. Nothing. Went to the library. Look at these. What do you think? A stack of letters tied with string. Do I dare open one? Should I cut the thing and find out what interesting life is in here, or just keep it? You can tell how interesting their lives are by these things. What do you think? You tell me. I kind of like the fact that they're tied in a knot, but I think cut the string. Fuck it. Cut the string. Tell you what, I'll save the knot so Sherlock Holmes can say whether the person was a sailor or not. Maybe these are just envelopes. Okay. Oh, millet. Okay, I know where these came from. I know where these came from now, finally. There's a painter that died, and his family hired, for God's sakes, hired one of my neighbors to put up a show of his work. And the basement of his house, this 3-story house in somewhere, was just packed with shit. And they stored it. She framed the work. They put up the show. And at the end of the day, you know, they were paying monthly fees for some storage unit for all sorts of stuff, and they just said, clean it out, throw everything out. And that's where these came from. William Millet was the name of the artist, and these are evidently his parents. M.W. Millet. Mrs. N.W. Millet. Brockton. Grace. This is what Grace's handwriting looks like. Nasty, using pencil to write a letter. Well, I kind of liked them all tied up. Make sure you buy envelopes that are the right size for the paper, or not. Love. I gained 3/4 pound this week. I gained 3/4 pounds this week, making 132 3/4. I haven't lost once, but I have stood still several times. Well, no wonder you haven't lost any weight, fatso. Yeah, that's not the same guy. This guy was a good artist, I think, and he really did some beautiful stuff. But here's the schedule to the train from Boston to Chicago. Evidently, someone was looking forward to a visit. Probably that Grace. Grace. I have a collection of things that I got, uh, letters and school reports from the pathetic life of what was her name? I have it in, what is her name? It's in an envelope that says the pathetic life of blah blah blah. And her mother was just vile, telling her just how awful she looked. I saw you at the play in college, and you were standing around with those boys. This is how you should comb your hair. And then she drew these ovals, and how, no one would ever think you were beautiful, but there's ways to make you less ugly. She didn't quite say that, but that's what she meant. Anyway, I always think of putting a display up for Mother's Day. These are all from Grace, I bet. Rutland, Michigan. Oh, it's probably 1920. These all seem to be from the 20s. I don't know where it is. Do you need the train schedule for some reason? Oh, look at this. Happy New Year. Plymouth County. A grave letter. What that says. This says a grave letter. A good letter. A good letter. Okay. It was kind of neat. The fact that it had like every possible train that you could possibly take from A to B. It's right here. 1921. Is this the one? Yes. It just goes from, oh, it goes Concord to Boston. So it's like just the commuter rail. Nothing particularly exotic. Oh, here's Chicago. Okay, how does this go back together? This is like folding a map. No. Yes. No. Yeah, they'll get tossed. I'll just tell you right now. I don't know how this thing folded up. I know it wasn't this way, but that's how I'm folding it up. Well, you heard that little buzzer buzz, and I need to tie this back up with string, not the string that was there, but a different string, and I'll do it later. Church, rain, cool, rain. A line a day, or in Latin, or was it in Latin? Is it here? The oldest one. Nulla dies sine linea. My alarm went off twice, which means the dog is going to be taking a pee. So, catch you later.